All right. Good evening, everyone. I know many of you will listen to this recording later, but I'm Dr. Sadoff, your instructor for NURS648 Pharmacology, and I wanted to review several things about our course. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay. All right. So hopefully you can see all of this. All right, we're in the classroom now, course room now. Let's see, let's go over your controlled substance CME. What this is many states require a certain amount of CME hours related to controlled substances. Um, and the most a particular state offers is 15 hours. So we want to meet all state guidelines here, and it's very important that you'll be able to practice after graduating from this program or be a part of a uh, successful team in any state that you live in. So that is why we are doing the 15 CME hours. You do not have to purchase CME hours. There's many, many that are available. However, if you find that it is easier for you to participate in a paid CME program, that is fine too. Now, what I mean by continuing medical education is that you get credit. Different agencies offer different types of credit. So if it is a contact hour, like an ANA contact hour, that's absolutely fine. Or some call it a continuing nursing education hour. There's many different types of things that we refer to when we call it continuing medical education. As long as you can show the hours and the particular type of credit, that works for me. So what you'll do is you'll complete your 15 hours, and some of them may be a half an hour, some of them may be longer, whatever conglomerate of different programs that you find, as long as it adds up to at least 15 hours. And there is some links down here below where I found some free CMEs or some helpful information. I think there is a couple of these that you may need to pay for, but there is many available opportunities for free CME regarding opiate or continuing or excuse me, controlled substance education. All right, so when you have completed this, you'll basically make a document with the name of the CME and the hours and total that all up for me. That can be as simple as a Word document with a chart in it, some sort of organized way, and then you'll put all of your CME certificates behind that and bundle that together as a PDF, and that is what you will turn into me. So I will need basically an index of all the name of the activity and how many hours were earned with a total down at the bottom, followed by each of those CME certificates, all bundled together in one PDF document. Okay? The benefit of this assignment is it not only provides you with what you need to get through pharmacology, but all of you are, I'm assuming, registered nurses or medical staff that need continuing education anyway. So this is really a twofer for you because you get to use this for your professional licensure, and also this can be put on your CV as well as course credit for it, as well as meeting state guidelines for particular states. All right, so we are going back to our pharmacology course room, and the CME ethics works very similar to the CME controlled substances that we talked about, with the exception is that there is only 6 hours of education required. The same CME type of credits will count for that. You still do a running total with a total amount at the bottom. Again, a few different places where you may be able to find. It's a little more difficult to find free ethics education requirements, but they're out there. And you will need 6 hours of those. Okay, so this is a requirement of the course. So it is a pass-fail. you will not have a successful completion of this course without completing these CME activities. All right, and then back to our home page. And let's talk about the topic paper. All right, so this topic paper you'll turn in 2 different times. You'll turn in a first draft and a final draft. All right, so you'll choose a drug that you want to do research on. And I don't see a list of possible drugs, but I could provide you with a list of possible possible drugs to choose from. And what you'll do is you'll research and discuss the relevant items shown. And this is going to be a basic overview of the drug. So you'll talk about the history and the development, the therapeutic uses, contraindication, adverse effects, interaction, patient education, updates or advancement in new medicine. And this will be an APA type paper. So you'll use your APA guidelines regarding references and setting up with first and second APA headings, those types of things. And your references need to be current within the last 5 years. And you'll basically review that particular drug. All right. And the reason why I'm having you submit it twice is this is also an opportunity where those who are seeking professional publication may have an opportunity to publish this type of material. And as we review them, if I think that that's a good choice for you, we can talk about that. All right, I'm going to move back over to my Adobe Connect room. And does anybody have any questions about any of the material that I've discussed so far? I see a couple people are typing no, no questions. Okay. All right, I am going to share my screen again. Hold on, there's a question here. I looked for CME free and it's confusing when it get, okay. So let me, pull that back up for you. All right, so I'm going to share my screen again. Where to navigate for the specific topics. Okay, so hopefully you can see my screen. Let's go to the controlled substance CME. All right, and so I'm just going to pick one of these. All right, so this is the very first one that I picked. You can see this is the Massachusetts Medical Society. So even though this is in Massachusetts, this is something that is offered nationwide. And then you would go back down. Look, there's even some ethics one right there. There's an ethics there. There's actually 3 ethics CME credits there. And then a couple ones there as well, but we're going to look at the new opiate prescribing guidelines in practice. All right. And that one is one for purchase. Oh no, all allied health professionals are free. Okay. So I would go there. And I just need to create an account. And I've actually done several through the Massachusetts Medical Society. So I would recommend that you set up an account with them. And then once you do that, when it says medical professionals, it is free. There are some that they do charge for there, but that particular one that I clicked on is free. Let's see. Okay. And it shows you how you can start to view the video and have the next page and what's required to do that. Um, all right, so let me back that back up a little bit. And let's go to the connect and see if there's any additional questions. Okay, all right. If anybody has any additional questions, please don't hesitate to type them in again. I want to show you one more thing on my screen, so I'm going to share that again. Okay, so here's some suggestions for topics paper, just different types of drugs that you could pick from. And I will go ahead and post that in communication, and then we'll need to pick which topic that you're going to do. Actually, you could pick any one of these. All right, does anybody have any other questions? Did that answer your question on where to navigate for specific topics? Good. Oh, do we need to choose from the drug list that you will provide, or do we have to choose? If you've got a reason to choose a particular other drug, I'm okay with that. If it's not on the drug list, though, shoot me an email and let me know what drug you're choosing. But you've got a lot of flexibility here. And again, we're going to spend some time talking about the history of the drug, how it's developed, and some very specific areas. Let's go back to the course. Okay. All right. Does anybody have any other questions? Okay. In about 2 weeks, we'll do another meeting like this. As time progresses, I'm sure more questions will come up, and I want to be available for each of those. And sometimes having a conversation like this is much more effective than emailing back and forth and whatnot, although I am available to you that way. And of course, at that time, if anybody wants to attach a microphone, we can always have a conversation like that over these Connect sessions. All right. Well, if there are no further questions, I'm going to go ahead and end the meeting and the recording. And I hope you all have a good evening and take care.